This is our 1990 JDM 80 Series LandCruiser, and in just 30 days from now, me and my wife will be living out of this car as we take it on the trip of a lifetime all around Australia. Now, this is not going to be possible in its current state, so we have to transform this entire car in just 30 days, which I'm not even sure is possible. But in this episode, we come across something on Facebook Marketplace that's not only going to save us a stack of money, but it's going to save us a whole bunch of time, which is exactly what we need. Welcome to our 30-day Ultimate Tourer build, episode 1. Good morning and welcome back to Trip and Infinite. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Today is a good day, and that is because I've found something on Facebook Marketplace that is going to... Good morning and welcome to episode 1 of building the ultimate budget touring rig in 30 days. I say the old Oh, we suck at this. You start it.
Good morning, guys. Today we are on the road going to pick up something really sick that's going to save like 2 weeks worth of work.
1 million, zillion, jillion, dillion, cotillion times later.
Good morning and welcome back to Trip and Infinite here. My name's Blake and this is Shania, and today we're in the car heading 5 hours away from home to pick up the ultimate marketplace purchase. I'm the goat of Facebook Marketplace and I've found something, lowballed the absolute shit out of them, and they said absolutely not when I lowballed them, but a week later, last night, they messaged me back and said, mate, if you come pick it up this weekend, you can have it for the lowball offer. So we're gonna go and pick it up. We're about half an hour away. We're gonna get it in the back of this trailer, get it back home, and then we'll show you what it is. We'll talk about why we've come and picked this up, what's going on to kick off this new build on the channel.
Let's go.
Far out, that was absolutely...
It was
That was a mission. It's how many hours later? An hour or two?
like, yeah, 2 hours.
We secured the bag. But
I
honestly could have built a whole tray by now. We had to go through 2 fences. We had to go completely through the neighbour's yard, ripped up the neighbour's lawn.
Then he came out.
He came out barking. We're in the middle of Darrowville. And yeah, we got it. We'll see you when we get home. That was a mission.
Now, 5-hour drive home.
5-hour drive home and won't even stop in for a swim.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll see you back on the tripod. After using a chain and block to sling this thing from the shed roof and lowering it down on some drums, here it is. Our not so new MW 1400mm Bolter chassis canopy. Now, it's not in the greatest condition at the moment, but for just $2,500, we can't complain, as this will save us the time of having to build a whole new tray from scratch. If I was to purchase this brand new from MW, the base price for a dual cab canopy is $10,000. And this is not an off-the-shelf size. It's actually designed to fit a dual cab chopped car. As you can see, it was previously fitted to this dual cab chopped Patrol, which means hopefully it'll be the perfect size for our 80 series. This thing is already fitted up with a 50-litre stainless steel water tank in the headboard and also a galvanised steel trundle drawer, which will not be staying in there for very long. Alrighty, this is what we've got going on. I have removed the toolboxes, the mud guards, and I've also removed the tailboard because it's just all bolt on. So we removed the tailboard and we've also removed the trundle drawer from underneath that came with the tray. The reason I removed the trundle drawer is because I did keep the trundle drawer off the old GU. That trundle drawer is an absolute beast. It's a 1500 long alloy trundle drawer. It's got heaps of space inside of it with like a nice big table on top. It was honestly our favorite part of our GU build, so we had to keep that, and I wanted to include it into this tray and canopy setup. Now, as you can see, the previous owner left this canopy absolutely filthy, so I had to bring in my professional cleaner to give it a tidy up.
Alrighty, we've got the canopy in the shed now, and I'm just going to clean it out because the blokes who brought it off left it in a bit of a pigsty. Cheers, boys.
Now, a couple of issues. Our chain canopy is 1400mm long and our trundle drawer is 1500mm long. So as it sits right now, our trundle drawer is going to hang out 100mm. It's actually 1570, so it's going to hang out 170mm longer than our tray and canopy, which is not really going to work, and that's why we're going to be doing some modifications to this thing right now. Over here we've got our SIG Weld XF200P3 Pulse MIG welder. I've just been setting it up ready to weld aluminium. Now I'm no welder and I have barely any experience welding aluminium. Yeah, I've been doing some test welds here. As you can see, that one was too hot. A little bit cooler there. And they got better as we went along on the other side. Yeah, they're not looking ideal, but we do have the ability to weld aluminium, which is perfect because it's time to extend this tray. I measured it up and began cutting some miters so we can make a frame for the extension. All right, there we go. We've got 2 pieces at 1900mm, both with the exact same miters on the end. Now we're just going to trim these down and that will create our box. Alrighty, there we have it. Our box is loosely made up. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to tack this end up. Make sure it's nice and square with the square. We'll tack this, make sure it's square, tack this, make sure it's square. Measure our diagonals, make sure everything's square. We'll weld it out and then we can make our little cross members. Let's do it. Always make sure your welding helmet is not in grind mode before you start welding, because you will go blind. Mate, have a look at this. These welds in the corner, I'll show you that one. Flip it over. Show you that one. They're not ideal, but they're a lot better than the welds that I'm doing on the flat sides. So, let's just have a look here. That is absolutely shocking work. That one there is not too bad, but I had to move really fast to stop it from blowing through. That one there is half, not too bad. Absolutely dog shit. We're getting a heap of soot. If there's any pulse MIG welders out there, any tips would be appreciated. But the fact that I'm actually gluing 2 pieces of aluminium together does excite me a bit. And we can only go up from here because at the moment we are at rock bottom. But that's all right. As long as these bits are glued together, I'll be able to grind down my welds and she'll look schmicko, mate. Not stoked with it, but I'm happy with it. Let's keep going. All right, update. We've done a heap since I last spoke to you. The old man came and gave us a hand, which is handy because I'm actually, at the moment, prepping the GQ for paint. Just quickly, I'm going to interrupt this video to let you know we are giving away this GQ Patrol on the 15th of March. Now, it doesn't look like much at the moment. We are in the middle of doing a paint job on it. It is in primer. It's going into the booth in a couple of days to get a fresh new respray. It's got superior engineering 3-inch lift, ROH 17-inch rims, Hankook 33-inch tyres. It's got a TD42 radius fabrication snorkel, airbox, 18G RMS performance turbo, 12mm fuel pump. It's got everything on it. It's an absolute weapon and we are giving it away on the 15th of March. Scan the little QR code on the screen if you want to enter and win the GQ Patrol giveaway build. Thing's an absolute beast. One of you guys is going to win it. All you have to do is head to the QR code on screen or the link in the description and purchase anything from my website for as little as 20 bucks and you can go in the draw to win this right here, GQ Patrol. Let's get back to the video. So while I was doing that, the old man has smashed out a heap of work and that tailboard is all but done. As you can see, we've just put some checker plate up here, fully welded this to the canopy. We did have to chop these little tailboard sections out, weld in this new piece here, and leave a big enough gap for our trundle jaw. So all we're gonna do now, fit up our trundle jaw, give it a coat of paint, install the lights, and she'll be ready to fit straight onto the 80 series. How does it look?
Looks so good.
You happy with it?
Yeah, stoked.
Stoked. So we're gonna have our spare tyre up there. We'll have a Titan train jack and maybe a jerry can holder with a hot water system in it. I cannot wait.
Exciting.
Cannot wait to get this thing on the 80 series that's going to do it for today. We'll see you on another day when we're putting the trundle drawer in, painting this thing, putting it on the 80. We'll see you then. After mounting up our big trundle drawer, the canopy was starting to look pretty bloody good. Although our extension of the tray has left these big gaps right here. So I grabbed a sheet of aluminium I had in the shed, measured up our gap and cut some pieces to fill it. I then used this old folder my pot gave me to bend up a mounting tab. I held the piece in place, marked out our next folds, and somehow absolutely fluked them so the piece fit perfectly in these gaps. I tacked it in place, fully welded it out and ground down my absolute bird shit welds. I'd done the exact same on the other side. Now it was time to fix this toolbox, which has been cut up and had no back as it was used to mount a fuel filler port in the past. We won't be needing to do this, so I cut a piece of checker plate I had lying around and glued it on with some more premium bird shit. Now that it was all complete, the only thing left to do was give everything a good coat of paint. I chose to use Valspar TB543 in a satin black. Well, it's meant to be satin, but it came out quite glossy, which did show up a few imperfections, but I'm not too worried. While that was drying, it was time to get this old tray off and a huge fuel tank out that sits underneath it. This sounds like an easy task, but this ended up being the hardest part of the whole job. Right, so we've taken the toolboxes off, absolute punish. There was like a fuel pump on the other side, so that was a bit of a punish to get off. We've got them off now. I was hoping I was just going to be able to lift the whole tray off, but there's a whole heap of wiring. And I'm pretty sure there's all these plugs here, but I'm not sure if they're... I'm assuming they're like the plugs from the factory harness that would go to the boot of this car, I suppose, because obviously this is a dual cab shop car. But all this wiring is all bolted all along, all the way around on these chassis rails, and you can't even get to the top of the bolts to undo them. Now this aluminium tray is actually bolted to this steel sort of base, so I'm just going through now undoing all the bolts off this aluminium tray, and then we're going to lift the aluminium tray off, and that will leave us with this steel base, and then we can undo all the wiring, have a look at how this big fuel tank's mounted, and then yeah, pull that steel off, pull the fuel tank out, and have a look at what's going on here. Look at this fuel tank. What do you think about that?
It's huge, man.
Huge. Yeah, so this is a giant steel fuel tank that's covered in fiberglass. And yeah, as you can see, it is bolted into the steel frame, so we did have to take that off first. But far out. Once we take this off, that is going to take away a whole lot of weight and give us a whole lot more room underneath this tray to work with. Now, as you can see, there's a beefy tow bar on here, and the chassis is extended. So, as you can see, all the chassis is all braced all the way up to the front of the wheel arch, and a factory chassis on one of these 80s would end about here. So it actually continues on all the way out to this big tow bar. Mate, whoever's made this fuel tank has done a cracking job. Look at this, it even molds around this exhaust. It's like fully molded around, so that means we're probably gonna have to take this exhaust off. Now there is a big bash plate on the bottom as well, or like a big skid plate, which bolts right here. So we're gonna have to undo these bolts, chop that skid plate off, probably pull this exhaust off, so then we can somehow lift this big fuel tank out. We used the engine crane to try and lift this behemoth of a fuel tank out, but the filler neck was hitting the headboard. So there was no way of getting the fuel tank out without cutting off the headboard. And because the headboard was so close to the rear wall of the car and made out of extremely thick 5mm steel, we weren't able to cut it all the way through. After hours of trying, we had to call for backup. and use this oxy to cut the headboard off. What a mission. Holy shit. Whew. What a mission, look at the size of this tank. That'd have to be like 500 litres. Now we've got a whole lot of nothing under here.
Hey?
5mm steel.
Yeah.
Alrighty, yesterday, last night was an absolute shit show, but we finally got there. So what I'm doing now, this morning, or today, it's not really the morning, it's the afternoon. What I'm doing is just giving this chassis a clean up, ready for our tray to go on, which is right over there. It's a little bit dirty under here, so we're going to give it a good clean. Around, if you come around this side and have a look, we did put a few little marks in the back of the ball yesterday when we were trying to get the tray off, but there's one little spot of rust here. While we're here, before we put our tray on, we're just going to wire wheel that off, clean that up as best we can, rust convert it, and just spray a little bit. I don't have any of this colour paint. Probably just gonna have to spray it with whatever paint we got, just to protect it. And yeah, we'll have to work out what we're gonna do with this fuel filler. So yeah, we'll work out what we're gonna do with that. We'll clean that rust up, clean the chassis up, we'll get the tray on. Let's do it. Now that our rust was converted and all patched up, it was time to back the big girl under its new canopy. We lowered it down and my old man gave me a hand making some mounts to mount it to the car, while I went around and reinstalled all the small bits and pieces such as the rear cover for the drawer, all the locks, the brake lights, toolboxes, and I also drilled a hole and mounted up our fuel filler. I pulled it out of the shed and the only thing left to do was install our mud flaps, and our $2,500 canopy setup was complete. And there you have it, our $2,500 marketplace canopy is all fitted up. It's looking pretty good. We are 4 days into our 30-day build, and I'm honestly happy with the progress so far. If I was to build this train canopy, it would have taken me at least 2 weeks, probably even longer. So to be at where we're at, only 4 days in, I'm pretty happy with that. If you want to see the rest of this build, make sure you hit the subscribe button to keep up to date with the rest of this build. I will be posting weekly videos. Also, let us know down in the comments below what you think of the train canopy, what you think of the build so far, and what you want to see me do to this car. Obviously, it's going to look 100 times better when we put some black bar work on it, some new wheels, and a few other bits and pieces. But just this train canopy has transformed the whole look of the car, and I couldn't be happier with it. And that's going to do it for this one. Thanks heaps for watching and supporting. I'll see you next week when we continue our 30-day Tourer build.